Hey, it's Tony here at Smart Toyota, Madison, Wisconsin. Hey, today's vehicle video, this 2022 Toyota Prius LE Edition. This is the interior video. If you haven't seen the exterior review, wait until the end. I'll put a link at the end of this video for the exterior. But today we're going to jump inside, check out the interior. So the exterior color on this one is supersonic red, 4.25 extra for that color on the exterior. The interior is the combination light gray and black, and it really is nice because it makes the vehicle look so much larger inside. So this is my favorite interior color combination. Let's take a look at the door real quick, see what we've got. So we've got that combination of the black and then the light gray door panel. A chrome door handle, auto up and down on all 4 windows, including a backlit driver's side window. Now the Prius does use a lot of this gloss black trim on the inside. It's kind of a metallic piano black trim. So if you like it, it's going to be, if you like that style, you're going to love this car. If you don't, well then you won't. Power door locks, power mirrors, bottle holders and pockets on the doors, speakers in the lower door, and then a puddle light down here on the bottom of the door. This is the LE trim, so everything you see here is essentially standard on a Prius. So as we dive inside, there's those bucket seats with the light cloth interior, or light cloth inserts, and then the black inserts there as well. Very comfortable seats. The LE does not have heated seats. Got to go to the XLE to get that. It does have a height adjustable seat and a recliner and a manual sliding back and forth, so no power seats on the LE. Airbags are built right here in the seats right there, so as you move the seat forward and backwards, they automatically slide with you. Height adjustable headrest, as well as your height adjustable seat belts right there. And the Prius for 2022 has all of the top of the line safety features that Toyota offers with Safety Sense. So across the front of the dashboard, there's 4 of these vents on and off, left and right. They have chrome bezels here, and it does read Prius, so just a nice little touch on that. Down here on the lower dashboard, a couple different switches. Dimmer switch for your dash lights, parking assist, traction control on and off, automatic high beams, standard on the Prius, gas door releases here, hood release, parking brake, and accelerator exactly where you would expect them. The LE Edition does have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Just pull that down, adjust the steering wheel to where you want, and then lock it back into place, and you're good to go. Let's jump in and check out the driver's seat. Behind the wheel of the Prius, if you've never owned a Prius, you might find this a little bit unusual, but the gauge cluster is not directly behind the steering wheel like it is on many vehicles. The gauge cluster is actually located in the center of the vehicle. It's always been that way. It's pretty unique for the Prius. Something to get used to. If you've owned the Prius before, it'll be no big deal to you, but just be aware of that. Now, as far as the steering wheel on the LE Edition, this is a vinyl steering wheel, so not leather wrapped, it's not heated, it is padded, and it's very comfortable. The visibility out the front of the car is great. The steering wheel doesn't get in your way at all. We've got the chrome Toyota badge here. We've got a driver's side airbag, more of that gloss trim, gloss black trim around the steering wheel here. On the right-hand side, we've got controls for the sound system. We also have Bluetooth connectivity for your smartphone and voice activation. On the left-hand side of the steering, we've got a stalk here for our headlights. We do have LED daytime running lights, and just be aware that these headlights do have automatic high beams as well. Over on the right-hand side, we've got controls here for the information center, which is going to be up here in the gauge cluster. We also have our lane departure settings here and our dynamic radar cruise control settings here as well. And then cruise control itself is down here on this lower stalk. Up top we have our wiper controls, so our front wipers, which are intermittent, and then we have rear washer wipers as well, which are also intermittent. So a lot of great controls, fingertip controls right here in the middle of the steering wheel. Let's go ahead and start it up. I want to show you what it looks like when you start the engine. Now the LE Edition does come standard with push button start, but before I can do that, I actually have to move the seat forward. So this seat goes way back. I'm just going to move it ahead because in order to start it, you do want to have your foot on the brake and then just go ahead and push the push button. Now that all happens because this does have the smart keyless entry system on it. So keys are in my pocket. I'm just going to go ahead and fire this up here. So one of the things you may have noticed is almost nothing happened, or at least it kind of seemed like nothing happened. And that's because the vehicle didn't actually start the engine. It actually just is running off electric right now. So this vehicle can be set up to be run in electric exclusive, and we'll talk about that in just a second. I'm not sure how well you can see the digital cluster, but it is all digital up here. So a digital speedometer, you've got a clock up there. Let me see if I can toggle through some of this, and then you've got some warning lights all on this side here in terms of excuse me, in terms of your safety sense and whether you have parking assist, all kinds of great features set up in there. So I don't think it's showing up all that well on my camera, so I invite you to stop by the dealership to really get a good look at it. But you can see that really is centered, if you will, right in the middle of the dashboard. So turning our focus to the center console and center stack, again, two of these vents up here, and these ones do read Prius on here. Here's your flashers or your emergency lights, if you will. And then we do have our infotainment center down here. So this is a touchscreen system. Because it's a hybrid, you also have the ability to monitor your electric systems down here. You can look at your trip information, your history, a lot of great information all set up in there. I'm going to go ahead and oh, by the way, there is it does not have navigation on the LE Edition. That's going to be an app that you'll install and run it off of your smartphone. But we do have AM, FM, and Sirius XM satellite radio. Turn that off real quick. Sirius XM radio. So with this system, you do get the Platinum Edition of the Sirius XM for 3 months at no charge, and then that's going to be a subscription service after that. But it's a nice sound system. The sound quality is decent. If you're an audiophile, you probably won't think it's all that great, but if you're the average Joe on the street, it's not too bad. We do have Apple CarPlay, Alexa, and Android compatibility. I think I got them all. Correct me if I missed something there. As we go down the center console, notice this is all that gloss black trim on here, all the way across, even over into the passenger compartment. Now we do have automatic temperature control. On the LE Edition, notice when I turned on that air conditioning, the engine actually started. On the LE Edition, it's temperature control driver's side only, so the passenger side is going to run off of the driver's side. We do have front window defrost here, and then also rear window defrost, and that also heats up or turns on the heating elements in your outside mirror to get the ice and snow off of there. So again, as the entry-level trim, there's a lot of standard features on here, like those heated outside mirrors is awesome. Automatic temperature control is awesome. As we go down the center here, these are all different settings for your heating and air conditioning. As we get down here, this is where we find our transmission settings. So right now I'm in park, and this the Prius does have an electronic parking brake. This is our shifter, so we can go ahead and shift in gears. But I did want to go into reverse because I want to show you the backup camera there. It's got a nice bright screen for the backup camera. However, these lines are not dynamic, so it does not have path projection. But you certainly can see what's going on behind you as you're backing up as well. And then this does have parking assist, which is going to beep if you happen to bump into anything. And then down here we have our drive modes. So we've got 3 different drive modes: power, eco, and normal. And I just want to show you, there's a visual cue to these. So if I toggle through there up here on the gauge cluster, hopefully you can see this. There's eco, there's normal, and there's power mode. Now, believe it or not, that power mode actually does make a big difference. In fact, in my Prius, when I tap the power mode, I can actually spin the tires. So it does make a difference. As I said in other videos, you're not going to outrace a Corvette, but it is pretty impressive for a car of this size and this fuel economy. And then we have EV mode. Now, EV mode is really an interesting mode. EV mode does not actually allow you to drive the car at regular speeds. What it's designed to do is allow you to drive it at slow speeds or to run the electronics when the car's parked. So a couple examples. Let's say you got home, you pulled into the garage, and you're listening to a song or a podcast or the football game or whatever. You can go ahead and hit EV mode, and what that'll do is that'll automatically turn off the engine so that the vehicle's only running, like right now, in electric mode. And there is an indicator up here as well in the gauge cluster for that. So that's one use of it. The other thing is, let's say you want to pull out of your garage and you don't want to start the engine because you don't want to wake the family. That's another thing you can do. So at very slow speeds, you can run the EV mode. The system will automatically turn it off at, when you get the speeds up. So just be aware of that. That's how that works. Then we've got just a landing spot down here. This is not wireless charging. The folks that bought this car did opt to have the dealer put a catalytic converter shield on here. So that's already been installed to protect against theft from that. And then there's just a slot here. I guess that's probably big enough to hold your smartphone. And then there's two cup holders there. And then way back a little bit further, you can see we've got two power outlets, a 12 volt and a USB power outlet there. So if you need to plug things in, that's going to work really well for you. And then the armrest is a cloth armrest on here. And when we pop that open, we've got an odds and ends tray in here and a bit of storage. There's no plugs inside this box because they're all right up here. So that's the way that works. Here's a look at the passenger seat. You'll notice we do have a passenger assist handle up there. We also have lighted vanity mirrors on both sides. We also have visor extensions. Once again, the Prius LE does come standard with a lot of great features. I love the way the dashboard contours over here. It's a really nice styling cue. Kind of slants off that way. It's really about style, not function. As we head up top, the rearview mirror itself does have a day-night mirror on there. The LE does not have garage door openers or home link built into it. We do have LED overhead. That's your dome light, but then we also have LED individual lights for reading lights. And then we also have our SOS, our Safety Connect switch right there. So if you need help while out on the road, roadside assistance, tap that and Toyota will get you the help you need. And then we also have a place to stow our sunglasses. So a lot of great little features up there, but definitely no compromise on the safety for the Toyotas. So you've got a full complement of safety sense, including pedestrian detection, pre-collision, dynamic radar cruise control. So let's go ahead and jump in the back seat and take a look. So I wanted to show you a quick view from the back seat at the driver's compartment. A lot of light in here. The Prius has some really big windows, and the visibility from back here out the front is really nice, actually. So starting on the driver's side, I've got the driver's seat all the way back, and you can see I still have 3 to 4 inches of knee room, and that's with this seat all the way back, which is going to be a 6-footer plus sitting up there. So it's an amazing amount of space back here. We do have pockets on the backs of both seats. Not all Toyotas have that. And then we've got 2 USB power points right here. The back doors are styled just like up front, with speakers and bottle holders and power windows and the chrome door handles, the light gray insert. Here's your passenger assist grip and a laundry hook. We've got an overhead light here for the LED. I like where it's positioned. It's positioned more toward the back seat. A lot of cars have them up here, which keeps the back seat passengers in the dark. So I do like where it's positioned. The seats back here are comfortable. They kind of lean back a little bit. This is lower and this is higher, so I think that helps keep the pressure off of your legs. 3 seat belts, shoulder belts and such. There's also child safety seat connectors down underneath here, so if you have a child safety seat, you're going to be able to plug that in down there. The seat back here folds down 60-40 split. You can actually fold it down while sitting in the seat. You just tap that release over there and check that out. You don't even have to take the headrest out. Both of these headrests are height adjustable, and there's those tethers for the car seats on the back. And now I can access the trunk really super easily. I didn't even have to get out. That's 60% of the seat, and I'm sitting on the 40% side right now. If I bring this back up, then I have the opportunity to drop an armrest, and I have 2 cup holders here. So 2 cup holders and bottle holders in the doors, plenty of places to put your cocktails. So there's a tremendous amount of room back here. As I said, it's very surprising. Most people are wowed by the amount of room in this compact hybrid. Let's go ahead and jump in the back and take a look at the trunk. Heading into the trunk of the Prius, it is a hatchback design and style. The lift gate is not power on here. It's pretty lightweight and it's not all that high up, so it's easy to close and open. But it opens really nice and large. I love the low lift over height on here, so if you're loading heavy items, you're going to be able to get them in and out quite easily. Surprisingly, the LE edition does come standard with the retractable cargo cover. I think it's the only entry-level vehicle Toyota offers that comes standard with that, so that's pretty interesting. This is spring-loaded, so you can pull it off without having to get out your tools. And it is designed to stow down underneath here. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to set it aside here. But I wanted to show you how much space there is in the back with the seats up. Really a great amount of space. It's wide. You can fit golf clubs, you know, across the back, I think, pretty easily. A couple interesting features in the back here. There's actually a hook right here. So if you want to hang your grocery bags there, there's a cargo light here. There's tie downs in the corners, all 4 corners. The back seats do fold down 60-40. You can actually reach up here, hit them up like that, drop them down quite easily, so that's 60%. And then this is going to be the 40%. Take a look at how much space there is once you do that. It's an amazing amount of space for such a little car. Then as far as your spare tire and your toolkit, all of that's going to be stowed underneath the floor here. And when you bring this up, you can see there's a big piece of dense foam under there. So here's your tools, there's your jack, and then down underneath the center is where, bear with me for a second here. Okay, so down under here is where the spare tire, that's a temporary spare tire, but look at how much space is in there for emergency equipment. Jumper cables, first aid kits, maybe a blanket. So there's a lot of room to put stuff under there, get it out of sight and out of mind. And then you've got all that room up here. To put this lift gate down, just grab this handle. Like I said, it's not too heavy. I'm doing it with one hand. And close it up and you're good to go. So that's the 2022 Toyota Prius LE Edition interior overview. Be sure and click on the link and watch my exterior overview on this exact car. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching.